Welcome back to the studio, I'm Laura. Today I will be working on this little 5x7 portrait and also sharing some updates with you. First of all, I am moving. Finally, it has taken almost a year to sell our house, and I am so ready to move. Having everything packed for so long is definitely difficult to live with, so it'll be nice to have all my stuff back. For the past 4 years, I have lived in British Columbia, Canada, and I was raised in Alberta, so I'm actually moving back to Alberta now, which will be really nice because it's, a familiar place to me. And yeah, I'll be moving to Carstairs, Alberta, which is, I think it's about less than an hour from Calgary. So yeah, I'll be able to do painting gigs in that area, and it'll be a really good opportunity. I'm moving at the end of May, so I have a couple months at this point to, continue packing up things, and yeah, I have one event left here before I go. My last event here is actually a really exciting one because it is my first solo exhibition, and yeah, I've never had a solo exhibition before, so I'm really excited for that. I have 40 of my paintings in this show, and it is at the Phoenix at Play Gallery and Studio here in Armstrong. I'll be displaying my work from 2022 to 2024, and yeah, so I have a lot of paintings from that time period, so it'll be really good to show them one more time, and when I move, I think I'm gonna kind of set them aside and start some fresh originals that I can show the people of Alberta. Something else exciting about this last event is I'll be having a reception on Saturday, April 5th, so if you happen to be in the area, definitely pop by. It'll be from 4 till 7 p.m. It's meant to be an opportunity to see my work in person and be introduced to the exhibition, which will be running for the whole month of April. I will be there and there will be goodies, so if you like cake, I will be making cake. Definitely come have a piece of cake. Back to the subject of moving for a quick second, I also wanted to add that my new space that I will be setting up basically just for filming my paintings. And I want to make it so that I can get a lot more different angles with my camera and show you more of what I'm doing without worrying about space constraints. So ideally, my first videos featuring the new space will be coming out early July. Because since I'm moving at the end of May, and then, I'll have the full month of June to kind of put things away and get some footage to show you, and hopefully have that first video of the new space out early July. I'm budgeting about a month or two to sort out the space and get the walls painted, etc., etc., and I have some ideas of how I would like to set it up, but it'll take a little bit of fiddling. I also will need to be putting in some new flooring in one of the spaces, so that will have to be done first before I do any furnishing. My plan is to take the rest of this year to sort out my website because I need to completely redo my website and get that sorted out and set up the space and start painting again, getting back in the groove of things. So then in 2026, I'll be all ready to go full swing back into business and be offering live wedding paintings in the Carstairs area, so that includes Calgary and, Airdrie, what else is there? There's lots of little towns. Anyway, so there's a lot of options for where I can paint. Overall, there will just be a lot of new opportunities, which I'm very excited to sort out and explore and get familiar with what is around where I will be living. But before I go, I'm actually having my first ever collaboration with another YouTuber. Her name is Faith Olivia Art on YouTube, and I will also put that in the description below. And we will be having collaboration videos that will be releasing soon. What we did for our collab is we found a picture of a cat, it's a calico cat, and it has very specific markings, so we're gonna each create a painting with this specific cat in it. And decide for ourselves what we think this cat's life is like, whatever the scene we would like the cat to be in, and we will each paint that in whatever medium and style we prefer, and it will be a complete surprise what the other person does for their cat portrait, and then we will be meeting in person to exchange the paintings, and we will each get to keep a painting from each other. It would have been a little too tricky for us to coordinate filming a video together at the same time in the same place, so this is kind of the alternative that we came up with. We do live a few hours away from each other, so we're just gonna kind of meet halfway, and yeah, we'll probably not have footage from the actual exchange, but we'll each make a video of the process of making each of our paintings. I think it's important for people in creative fields to make an effort to connect with people in your community because it is so helpful and so encouraging to be able to talk to people who can relate to you in that way. It was actually pretty funny how Faith and I connected because she had commented on one of my YouTube videos, and then, I saw that she also had a YouTube channel. So, I checked out her videos and I was like, this is awesome. And then I saw she was Canadian and I'm like, that's even more awesome because there are not a lot of Canadian creators on YouTube. At least it feels like, especially in the art community. So I found her on Instagram as well and DM'd her and was like, hey, you're Canadian, that's awesome, and your paintings are amazing. And then we just started chatting, and it turns out that we're around the same age and we have a lot in common. So you really never know who you're going to connect with, and I always think it's worth starting conversations with people. Obviously, remember, stranger danger, be careful online, and you don't want to be going around messaging people, especially if you are younger, so keep that in mind. However, Faith's channel very clearly demonstrates that she's a normal person, so I felt perfectly fine reaching out to her and asking if she would be interested in working together on a collaboration. When I move, I really want to prioritize building the type of community that I have built here. It's actually super crazy to me how often I get recognized in public as the girl who paints at the farmer's market because I was there so often that people just got used to seeing me and I became a familiar face. I recently acquired a couple different part-time jobs, and at least once a week I'll get recognized by someone as an artist, and it's really funny because I never thought that people would recognize me in that way. But you just have to put yourself out there and go out in public often and tell people about what you do, really. And this type of recognition has been super useful for my business because then people are able to just talk about me and know that we'll see her again sometime so we can ask her about this painting thing or whatever it may be, right? So it offers people opportunities to reach out to me even if they don't really know me that well or have my contact information. As I'm recording this voiceover, I was just thinking about how random my YouTube channel is. When I started this channel, I did some research on, you have to find a niche for your channel, that's how you'll make it successful and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I'm only doing this because I truly enjoy it. I love making these videos, and they bring me so much joy to put out into the world. Also, it's almost as though they're like a video diary type thing for myself, so I can look back over the years and hear the way that I'm thinking about things, Or at least in however many years my future children can just laugh at how cringe I am. But that concludes this yap session, so I will see you next month on May 1st with a new video, and until next time, happy painting!